welcome back to the video. So I do appreciate those that do watch, and indirectly, aside from this serious event and mystery, one thing I do appreciate is people who have come across along the way, come across some good people, and respect them, specifically the ones that continue to watch. So yeah, getting into this video, what I'm going to be doing is revisiting a previous video I already did, better known as the keyhole. And the reason why is to see if I missed anything out. Did I miss any key details? Was there anything else present during those frames? And have a look back. And also, I want to see if I can see it from a different perspective. You know, other people have claimed to see different things, and I want to see if I can see that myself. You know, some people have claimed they could see some kind of face or an ear. Other people have claimed they could see a nose. You know, all valid points. You know, all see it in different ways. Now, if it was a nose though, it would have been good if it got stuck in the hole, because then it would have been more obvious. You would have been able to inspect and look at it up close. But then again, it probably would have got a bit messy, wouldn't it? Especially if it's dusty in that area. So yeah. You know, there is other people out there that claim to say, oh, it's nothing, you're stupid, it's a plant, it's a cobweb. If it was a plant though, where is the plant? Because I do not see it in front of the hole or the rock. There's no plant or vegetation there. If it's on the other side, how can it grow in darkness, especially if there's no water or light? I'm no expert, so I might be wrong, but it just feels like it can't be. And yes, I know there is cobwebs present, but in terms of the movement of them, it's not the same movement as what I believe to be an eye. So I'll briefly explain what I mean. So the reason why I think it is an eye, so yeah, you've got the hole, a keyhole, medium size. It's a gaping hole into a dark, desolate abyss. It's empty, but in a short time frame, whatever it is, with a fair bit of size and force, shoots right up, presses itself right against that hole as if it wants to get right in there, but obviously it has to hold back. Whoa, step back, because if it did show up, it'd be more obvious, wouldn't it? And it would give it away. So it shoots right up, presses itself right against that hole as if it's ready to burst through like a wild animal, if you want to call it. But then when it notices Sean gets close, it quickly disappears. It gives in. So who knows what it could be? And from the looks of it, it does fill up the hole. You know, it isn't loose. How I was going to describe it? It looks circular and it covers the hole, because when it disappears, all you see is total blackness. But in the time frame of when you see it, it's all greyish in a way. But then in the middle, there's another circle with a dark black oval shaped slit, like a snake eye. Or a lizard. So yeah, who knows? So yeah, that's the best I can do it descriptively. What else did I not mention? The movement. It pops up and then pops back down. It doesn't glide past as if a plant would if it's blowing in the wind, or if it was a cobweb. It's not like that. And it does not hover like a fly would. That's what I'm trying to say. So that is pretty much the chronological order of how the footage evolved and became more enhanced and clearer. It started off as a clip from an original video by Libera Sean on one of his hikes. I got that one clip, analysed it, enhanced it, slowed it down, added pointers on, changed the filter to make it clearer, to make the hole stand out more, and for movement to show more easier, which I believe it worked. And I also took still screenshots of the original footage and filtered that as well. So this was cartoon filter. As you can see, this is the after shot as well as the start, okay? What I mean by that, this is what it looked like when Sean first approached it. And it also looked like that when Sean got closer to it, when whatever it was disappeared. And as you can see, to an extent, it seems like a perfect circular. Very odd. And as you can see, it's pure black, meaning there is nothing obstructing it at that moment in time. Now, if we look at the next screenshot, which I labelled as before, in contrast to this one, this screenshot was taken when Sean, after mentioning about the keyhole, starts to approach it, and because of the uneasy movement of him and the camera, yes, the footage and quality is slightly blurry, but that's what happens when there is movement. Now, yes, people will complain and say, oh, that hole is smaller than this one. But what people have to realise is because of the uneasy movement and blurriness, it can, mess up the quality. But what I can say is it's the same hole, without doubt. And obviously, if you look closer at it, you see the outer hole, which is the hole. And then in the middle, you see a grey circle, or kind of like circle, and then a black circle as well within that, like a pupil. So for me personally, it looks like an eye. An eye is somewhat circular in a way, and there is a pupil within the middle. This kind of demonstrates it. So yeah, that's the way I see it. Now what I'm going to do is, I don't think I did before, I'm going to use those other filters from the video clips shown and try and get a still screenshot and zoom in with them and see if anything else shows. Okay, so I do have the screenshots now to show you. As well, I've got two more additional ones in their original format in which I'll do a live demonstration shortly. But before I do so, let's just check this out. So this was the orange filter. As you can see, you've got the hole, but then it looks like there's another hole or oval shaped thing covering from the other side. And then if you look closer, it looks to be of some black dot within as well, like a pupil in an eyeball. You can pause the video at any point. The next shot is a few seconds later, and it starts to look a bit weird. Now, I don't know if this is motion blur, because bear in mind, Sean is moving, the camera's shaking, so it's slightly blurry. It actually looks like a horse's head from my perspective from this shot. It obviously isn't, but it does look like one. So yeah. I don't know if you can see, it might be clearer on one of the other filters, but there's like some weird hook shape thing. Do you know, like if you're fishing, some kind of weird, kind of like S-shape question mark sideways peeking out of the hole. Now that's what someone previously said in the past. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. There you go, that was a few seconds later, and then just after this screenshot it disappeared. I'd say this one's a little bit clearer. As you can see, there is an object of some sort covering the hole, but then there is a black dot in the middle. You know what I mean? That black dot doesn't mean to say the object has a hole in, which is showing the darkness, behind it. That blackness could well be a pupil of an eye. Okay. Different filter. This is what I mean by that weird S-shaped hooked thing. if you look at it sideways, I can't rotate the screen. I don't think I can. Well, actually, I might be able to. Can you see it? It's like a weird hook of some sort. Sorry about the noise. The phone's rattling around because it's not level on the ground. Where's the rotate? Does that work? Can you see it now? What the hell is that? Can I flip it? Oh shit. Yeah, so I have no idea what that is. Can I zoom in any more? Yeah, weird. So yeah, you got that one. And then this is the white filter, the one that really shows it clear in terms of the eye. All the whiteness is of rock and other stuff, and then the black bits are holes within the wall. That's where the hole should be, but there is something obstructing it from the other side. Look, nothing is obstructing the hole then. That's the aftershot. But then if we look back at this, does that look completely black to you? No, because there is something white covering up the hole, meaning there is some kind of object, you know, present. It's not present there, but it's present here, meaning it's, you know, on the move. And as you saw from the video, it's not like it makes a return. From what I've seen and saw, I did not see it appear again. It only appeared once, in my opinion, from what I've seen. So, if that's the case, if it only appears once, that would imply there is no set time frame or pattern in which it can't be a leaf or a cobweb, as that would occasionally appear and reappear because it's in a fixed place and the wind is assisting it in appearing in the frame every so often. That's not the case. So let's move on to the unedited screenshots. So we've got that one and we've got that one, which I think is the hook one. So all I'm going to do, just briefly, is zoom in. As I said, this is on the spot, so I might make mistakes, but you get the live reaction and thought process behind when I originally did it. There we go. Get rid of that. And then we'll do that. By cropping it, it will fit better on the screen, as well as you viewing it yourself on mobile or on PC or laptop or console or TV. Right, okay, so we'll view this one. Actually, one thing I do want to make note, have you noticed a few little odd holes down there? A little bit weird. But the main focus is this one, as this is the one which has something peeking through. As you can see, it looks the same as what I showed in the previous screenshots, meaning there is, you know, I don't know what you call it. Oh, what do you call it? I don't know, my mind's gone. And then look at that. Weird little hooked shape thing. Oh yeah, that's the word. Shows consistency. So let's change the filter now. Oh, it won't let me zoom in as I do it. That's annoying. I think I did something similar to this when I did the Cave analysis, where I just simply had a look at it just to see, could I see anything, did anything stand out. There's a cartoon one, the original, which, you know, makes it much clearer than the rest. Stop rattling, phone. Oh, there's the white filter, the grayscale. Let's use that for example. There you go. So that's what that looks like. if we... What else can we do? What does auto do? Kind of brightens it. No, we don't want paint. Interesting. Let's up the brightness. So as you can see, if you focus on the hole, this one here, you can quite clearly see majority of the hole is filled in now, can't you? There's something covering it up. But as you can tell, whatever is covering it up has a tiny little dot of some sort in the middle. What object would appear and have a hole in which shows the background? Surely, I don't think that would be the case. You see? Oh no, we've got multiple copies now. Let's clear some of these up. Is there anything else I can do with this? Because I've changed the contrast now, it might affect the filters in case something happens. Ow. Sharpen. I think sharpen could be a good idea because it makes it a bit sharper. Ooh, I like that one. You know, I'm sure there'll be someone in the comment section complaining, saying, "Oh, look at you, acting like a child, get to it," or "Stop messing around with all these colours." Yeah, because the last time someone criticised me for doing this editing, guess what they were known for? Painting little pictures on their channel. So I don't know why they're talking. Hypocrite. Right, so in conclusion, it doesn't really do much else. There you go. That's like another view of it. Let's move on to this weird hooked one of some sort. That one's kind of clear. That one is reasonable. You know, as you can tell, that weird hook-shaped thing, it must be something, because let me just mention something quick. Do you know most of this? This is rock, right, isn't it? It's white, it's greyish and brown, which means it's rock. But then if you look at that hole, it's black, meaning, yeah, it says what it is. But then it's kind of like weird curly thing shows up. To be fair, it's actually hard to see in this frame. Probably not the best filter to be using when pointing out what I mean. There you go. That's a slightly better one. As you can see, the rest is all white. The hole, and there's kind of like a little curly thing. Because at the end of the day, there's only so much editing you can do before it starts getting all, you know, messy and unclear. There you go. Seeing if we can find some kind of balance or clarity. I think personally though, mainly all I can see is an eye based from, which one is it now? That one, as it's a circle, then within a circle, which makes it like a pupil. like that one as well. Now, one thing what I will acknowledge is I've no idea what that is in that filter. And that filter. Could that be what the nose is, or what some people think the nose is to be, or some kind of air-shaped thing? I don't know. All I can do is try my best with the footage I have. You know, this is the thing. This is what kind of makes it more natural and authentic. Sean wasn't purposely trying to get a still shot of this hole in hopes of something popping up. As you know, with all kinds of videos which are posted online, on Reddit, on even 4chan, on YouTube, people complain and say, oh, the footage is blurry, oh, it's not clear. Well, do you honestly expect someone to be able to predict and know what's going to happen next? You know what I mean? Now, I know some people will purposely make the video blurry, so something does show, but they can't fully identify it, because if they did, it would be debunked easily. But I don't see it as the case this time. Sean was going up to that, you know, keyhole, and after he made a comment about it, he decided to move closer. But because of probably being on his knees or crouched, you can be a bit unbalanced, wobbly, not stable. And so can the camera. It's not on a tripod, it's not on even ground. So as you start moving forwards, start a bit of motion, bit of blurring, and that's what happens. That's why it makes it harder to, you know, put these ideas forwards and compare and contrast. But I think with this natural and authenticity, it kind of reinforces it, to be honest, as a counterpoint. So yeah, I can't see an ear, I can't see a nose, but potentially this is what it could be. When people say that sort of stuff, they could be referencing this, maybe. This is my perspective trying to understand yours and other people's. Maybe this is the screenshot or moment they thought, oh, that's not an eye, that's actually part of a face or some kind of other body feature, who knows. But yeah, I just thought it was worth going back, because I don't think I showed still screenshots and edited ones of this filter, that filter, and that filter. I only showed clips, so now there's a bit more of an additional look at it. So I think that concludes it. Depends if people have even bothered watching towards the end, because I know some of the dissatisfied people that come along most likely won't watch it to the end. But one thing I do say is I can imagine people will be showing some kind of resistance, and there might even be quite a few dislikes based off the title, because I'm calling it Revisited, because basically I'm going back to something to have a look at it again, but they may assume I'm revisiting the actual location in that country, but I'm not. So you can't get me on that. I'm not trying to pull one. Does that sound right? I don't know. But technically, I'm revisiting something. And also, some people will probably complain and say, oh, this is the same stuff over again. But is it really? Because I've added extra stuff on, including the different filters and the different brightness and how I went about doing it at the time. And also I added a bit more in-depth explanation earlier on to explain what my opinion was. And additionally, with going back, I've been able to see and attempt to see what other people have seen. I did not do that in the original video. So realistically, at least 3 new things have been added into this type of video. Some people probably say it's unnecessary to explain. Why is there a fire in the distance? Is that a fire over there? Oh well. So yeah, that concludes the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate it if you watched virtually to the end. So yeah. bye.